Hi, I'm Sean, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Will.
Thank you for listening to Roll for Adventure. Today on Roll for Adventure, Ridley Scott and Gary Gygax roll over in their graves.
Ridley Scott's still alive.
Is he? Previously on Roll for Adventure, what happened, Ryan?
We did world building and exposition and walked a lot and then found a dead guy.
We had the boring open bit in all the Zelda games where you just run around the town.
There's one cultist who he's laying face down on the ground, pretty clearly dead. And
what if he's just lazy?
This is the scene you guys come to. What do you do?
Well, I'd like to start.
Also, you don't hear a thing.
It's
Deathly
silent.
silent.
There's no wind.
Deathly silent.
Just absolute. I mean, you guys are out in the middle of the field. It's probably, a couple hours after midday.
Okay.
So there should be some. And there should be, birds and...
Well, I mean, there's... Aside from, the sounds of nature, it's not like an eerie silence, but you don't hear... You would think, with 30 people around here, presumably all of them went down this hole,
right.
You would think you would hear voices. You don't.
Wait, how close are these
What
people?
kind of dead are these cultists?
Well, I mean...
The one that's
are they, bloody?
So far, all you see is the one cultist who's lying at the mouth of the hole, face down. It's pretty obvious that he's dead, but that's all you see right now. So what do you do?
Can I make a suggestion? Or is it another thing I can
No,
Go
absolutely.
ahead, make sure.
So we don't know these people. The crazy guy just says they're a death cult, and they could just be burying the dude or something. What if you just used your cloak to get closer?
That's what I was going to do.
Okay.
Well, again, you guys, to be clear, you guys walked into the circle because there was...
we're in it.
Yeah, no, you guys...
I thought we were still in the telescope.
You guys came up to the circle, and so 4 hours ago, you guys looked through the telescope, saw the people digging. You guys continued to pursue these people, and when you got to the circle, you guys entered the stone circle because you guys didn't see anybody around. You walked into... So this stone circle is probably 30 feet in diameter. So there's some pretty serious spans between the stone. It's a pretty wide circle.
Okay.
And there's only 6 stones that were the verticals, and then horizontal stones in between them. And so this is some pretty big rock. But you didn't see anybody there, so you felt confident enough to approach. And as you approached the center of the circle, you saw the hole, which is probably 4 feet in diameter, going down, and a single human male, as best as you can tell, laying face down in the dirt.
There's no one else around?
No one else around
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. You don't hear voices. You hear the sounds of nature, and that's it.
Maybe
So-
they have invisible cloaks too.
Is the nature of this guy's demise evident?
Not at the moment. I mean, he's laying face down, and he's got, your stereotypical cultist robes on. So he's got a hood kind of up over his head. You can see his hands. I guess his hands probably look a little old, would be how I would describe them.
Old. Okay. Can I make an Arcana check on him for traces of magic or magical effects?
Have at it.
Crit!
Okay. This guy,
You seem a little upset about that.
there is,
You shine the black light, and it's just
There
party
is-
in the cultist.
this is magic AF right here. you turn this guy over, and
Oh, we're in the hole.
no,
we're on the edge of the hole.
You're outside. So you take this single voltage, you gotta flip him over, and his face is skeletal. Like, he appears that he has had he's not just dead, but he had his soul ripped from him violently.
So he's not just drained of life; he's drained of the force.
He's got a hole in the middle of his chest that looked like he was impaled on something. Like it just something sharp and big and round just stabbed him clean through the chest. As you kind of look at it, you see that the back of his robes are ripped on the opposite. This thing, whatever stabbed him, went clean through, and it was violent and sudden. And
through the front, out the back?
Yeah,
It's like some old god or something.
Yeah, like he was completely impaled. And it appears that, like, there's no way this guy is as old as he looks, because somebody who's as old as he looks wouldn't have been able to make the journey.
Wouldn't even be able to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a skeleton.
You just didn't have the soul for it.
So you can just tell, like, whatever did this to him violently ripped the soul.
Does he have anything
on him? Robes.
Oh, cool.
Maybe maybe a cultist holy symbol or something like that, but nothing about
Can I do a religion check to see if I can determine what, like, specifically they worship other than death?
Yes. How about it?
Okay. And since I have that marked, I can add my proficiency to my roll, right? Is that how that works?
What is it? What's your skill? Religion.
Religion. So
yes.
So I add my bonus and my proficiency.
Oh. Yeah, intelligence
Correct.
plus proficiency.
Okay. That's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay.
Solidly average.
Also, I love the fact that your first roll with your obsidian dice was a crit. That just makes me happy.
Second.
Fair. Your first roll of substance. So you notice a symbol on the front of this guy's robes. Like he was poked through, and
yeah.
The symbol is kind of destroyed.
Yeah.
So you can't really tell what exactly it is, but there have been stories of ancient titans who used to kind of roam the earth, and we're talking like hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Right. Some ancient Greece stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't remember the details of the stories, but you remember that it's the kind of stories that, like, parents tell their kids at night to scare them into just going the F to sleep.
Yeah.
So go the F to sleep.
And the symbol is pretty destroyed, so you're not able to really. It doesn't spring anything to mind, but those images of those nighttime stories that your mom used to tell to you, that comes to your forefront. That comes to your mind.
With that Arcana check I made, would I have been able to tell what kind of magic we might be dealing with?
Oh, it's just straight up like necromancy.
Straight up necromancy. Okay.
Well, I could have told you that. He's a skeleton.
Yeah. Well, whatever did that to him was necromancy.
It's definitely that type of magic.
Oh, you got
it. All right, maybe I phrased that. Because you said he had a symbol. What kind of magic would the cult be capable of casting? Would I be able to tell that?
That not so much, because the symbol kind of recalls to mind the stories of the ancient titans, and less any particular school of magic.
I like how you say ancient titans instead of old gods.
What's that?
I like how you say ancient titans instead of old gods.
He's on to you.
Really hides the story.
Just saying.
Changing two words, both synonyms.
I have picked those words with a purpose. So.
I mean, if there's nothing else up here, we have no choice but to follow them down into the pit that they've dug. So
Nose goes.
Okay. So
I'd like to specify at this time that I apply my cloak and send the paladin in first.
Yeah.
alright.
That's fair.
So you guys come to the top of this hole, and you can't at present see the bottom.
Oh. Maybe I should
So
go.
how are you going to go about getting down into?
Is this
hole?
a straight down?
It, as far as you can see, I mean, it's dark down there. It's mad dark.
Okay.
But as far as you can see, it's straight down.
I have night vision.
Do
You have rope.
Oh, that's right, because you're a half elf. What's
Yes.
your?
Yeah. What
You
did
have,
you
can
do
say?
see
you
in the
have
dark.
straight up dark vision?
Dark vision.
You do have straight. Okay.
Also,
so,
I can jump. So to get out.
so
it's that
dark
thing.
vision is what? Dim light up to 60 feet.
I think that's
Yeah.
Dark,
right.
you can see in the dark as if it was dim light up to 60 feet.
Yeah, because some of the races it's 120. And
All
they
right,
have,
give me a
like,
perception check.
Roll that one.
I got a 4.
Yeah, that's not gonna make it. It doesn't matter what your bonus is. That's not gonna make it. As
It's too bright. It's messing you up.
yeah,
It's the noon sun is messing you up.
It's just a couple hours afternoon, so you know,
So I'm gonna say like
your eyes are
Well,
having.
actually, if it was a couple hours afternoon, wouldn't the sun be shining directly down the hole?
No, because it's a couple hours afternoon. Also,
Yeah, that's
it's,
when the sun is at its highest. A couple. It's not actually
How
its
would the
highest
sun
directly
affect
at
You're
you.
not
that
on
if
the
you get in the
equator.
hole when it's pitch black?
And you didn't say we weren't.
fair. You're not on the equator. I'm saying it now.
All right.
You can't see down the bottom of this hole.
Okay. That's all I needed.
see anything?
Do we have torches?
Hold. I have a plan. I'm asking you. Do you see anything?
Well, no, because I'm invisible. I can't see, right?
Well, so
you can see. You just can't see down the hole.
You see an end of that hole?
It's pretty bottomless.
Oh boy.
I mean,
I look down the hole, and I shoot a firebolt
Oh.
down the hole to see if what I can see as it travels down.
is that a cantrip?
It's a cantrip.
Okay, fair enough. So you see that the hole is about probably 70 to 80 feet deep. It's pretty substantial, but it
Don't we
doesn't
have
look.
time to make
It
this?
doesn't. So it doesn't look like they. Well, so what it looks like they have is they cleared dirt away from the top of a stone seal,
Okay.
and there was a stone placed over the top of this hole, and this hole is lined with just cobblestone basically.
It's like
not,
a vent shaft.
yeah, it's not super. It's not like finely carved stone. It's just like somebody in ancient times past dug this hole and lined it with stone to keep it open, capped it with a rock,
So,
and then
like a well.
covered it with dirt.
Yeah.
And as you look down, you look off to the side and you can see the capstone from this that they pulled up and tossed to the side. It's not a super thick stone. You know, it was just thick enough to carry the weight of, 2 feet of dirt and then, not break. So it's a pretty thin stone. You know, they tossed it aside and it broke when it fell. It's that kind of thin. And you've got this stone shaft that you now need to climb down.
Anybody got any rope?
I'm pretty sure we all have a rope. Because I'm pretty sure it's default equipment.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'd
it
say
is.
an adventurer's kit typically has rope. So I think it's
50 feet.
I think it's a fair bet that you guys, 50 feet of rope, and you've got, you probably got a couple lengths of rope.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you don't have that.
You didn't buy enough rope.
You always bring rope.
All right.
So,
So that was a little bit of commander's intent, boys. I meant whip some up and throw it down. Let's go.
right. So you guys, what are you gonna tie the rope off to?
The dead cultist.
We throw him down to make sure there's no traps.
I'd say
What a bad idea. He tied the rope on the cultist and tossed him down the hole.
probably one of the
We throw him-
the closest vertical pillar on the outside of the
Yeah.
circle. It seems like the
Well, we
most
could do
stable fit.
the rock that closes it, right?
That's
No.
fair.
No,
that's not.
That's,
No?
that's not
Okay.
substantial.
Well, if it was light enough for like a couple of guys to kind of like
Oh, you're
toss
right.
enough to
You're-
break
it's
it
not
in
gonna
half,
hold
it's
us.
not
But
gonna
these are
hold us.
magic men, so I mean.
Yeah, but you've probably,
You're right.
if you got 2 50-foot lengths of rope, you've got enough rope that you could,
I think we have 3.
yeah, you got enough rope that you could tie them together and get yourself down there.
I really
I'm
want
not
to
going
throw
to make
that
you
old guy
roll
down
for,
the hole.
I'm not going to make you roll for descending the shaft.
Okay.
Who goes down first?
Dead guy.
Toss him down to check for.
I really want to throw him down there.
Toss him down to check for traps.
You throw. Okay, so you throw the dead guy down the chute. Nothing crazy happens.
But
There's definitely
cool noise.
if there were any traps. I mean, you hear the cold, dead thud of the body hit the floor. Yes. What is that? Who? What band does that? I don't even know.
I have no idea. I
Let
can
the
look
bodies
it
hit
up.
the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Was that Disturbed?
No, that doesn't sound like a Disturbed.
I'll look it up.
It's a little too metal for Disturbed.
Slipknot?
That sounds right. We'll go with it. He'll look it up.
That sounds like the kind of band that would.
We have to know before we move on.
I don't know if that's I don't know if that's the band or not. Is it Activator? Is that what it is?
That looks like a cover.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know how to work your
Hold
stupid
on.
app right
Alright,
now.
Just Google it.
I could Google it.
That would be
I don't know
the.
why
Why
you
are
did
we-
the-
I was already on Spotify.
why you
I
didn't
wanna-
start there.
Because I didn't
Fair.
learn.
Who sings "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor"? Drowning Pool. There it is. Okay, moving on. You throw the thing down. The body hits the floor. Nothing special happens. If there are any traps down at the bottom of this hole, they have already been triggered.
If anybody's a cannibal, he's well tenderized now.
There's nothing left on him. He's a skeleton.
Can we bring him
This
with
is the
us?
third time we brought it up.
He's not, to be clear, he's not a skeleton. He is described as skeletal.
Well, it's just his face,
What's-
right? That's a skeleton.
No,
What is the difference?
Well, he's still got meat and skin on him. A skeleton is
There's no way
devoid
he
of...
could have enough meat on him to be worth a meal.
Oh, no!
He would be an hors d'oeuvre.
He's been drained. I mean, if you were trying...
Forced divorce. Got it.
There's meat there. It's probably tough. I mean,
So he's jerky.
basically.
Can we bring this guy with us, like, to our adventure?
No, that is... I mean,
No,
we
that's.
could give him a name.
have
I'm not kidding. I'm not carrying him.
have you played Minecraft?
Yes.
You know what happens when you eat zombie meat when you're
Yeah, you get
you get poisoned.
salmonella. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Just think of that when you think of this guy's meat.
Well, we don't have to eat him. Just carry him around. He can be in like a backpack.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Anyway, this
If we need to
conversation-
throw his
well-
body somewhere, I mean, to be a little bait.
Well, right now his body's at the bottom of the shaft.
We gotta go down the shaft.
So you guys are going down. You could climb down the shaft. Who's good? Who's going down the shaft first?
No goes.
The paladin, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we already established that.
All right. So you
I think I want to make it canon. I just refer to him as the paladin. I don't
what's
actually
your
know his name. It's just been too long to ask.
What is your name?
Pharon.
Pharon?
Pharon.
Can I just call
Okay.
you Fair?
No.
All right. Hi guys, it's Sean, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. Just here to say hello, I guess, on this wonderful sunny day. Hopefully it's sunny where you are, because right now it's sunny where I am. As I'm recording this, it is Tuesday, the day before this episode goes live, and last night we recorded the first bit of our world building episode for our space game, which I really need to name the space game, because I just keep calling it the space game, and that's super lame, and I need to do that. So if you have a suggestion, feel free to tweet at me, and I will consider your suggestions, because I do those things. But yeah, I gotta name it. But we're pretty excited about the direction that the show has taken. We are super excited to get into this thing. We're working on character creation right now, and we'll be recording the intro to the characters bit probably next week. And I'm working on a little trailer kind of thing for the next arc of the show, so you guys can all start getting hyped. Get the hype train going. It's going to be awesome. But no, in all seriousness, we're super excited about it. We can't wait to get into it and share it with you guys. So I guess what I'm really here to say is, again, beg for your help to, share the show, tweet about the show, share it on Facebook, tell your friends, open up their podcast app on their phone and subscribe to the show for them and cram it down their throat and say, listen to this podcast. Maybe not that. That's a little violent. I don't really, I do not
recommend violence to your peers. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. So yeah, the more you guys can help us out, we really appreciate it. If you tweet about us, or I guess even share the show on Facebook, and I think you can hashtag on Facebook. It's not like a thing people do, but I think it's doable. Anyway, you tweet about the show with the hashtag Roll for Adventure, and we'll put your name in a pool to be having a character named after you in the next arc of the show. And it's a pretty small list right now. So if you share the show, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a character named after you. Until that kind of stuff starts to pick up, and then it'll be harder to name everybody after real people, because, eventually names, too many people, not enough characters. You know the drill. So yeah, big shout out to Haley on Facebook, who's the only person on Facebook who's actually shared the show. We appreciate you. You are awesome. Thank you. More of those things. And enjoy the rest of the episode, I guess. The next episode will go out on the 28th. It'll go out on the 28th of the month, and we get to meet the big bad for this miniature arc in the next episode. And I don't know what else to say about it other than that, because I'm starting to ramble. So I'll let you go. Love you guys. All of you. I love each and every one of you. You are amazing. Enjoy the episode.
So you get down to the bottom of the shaft. I say you probably strike up. There's no light in here right now at all. You strike a torch, and what you see is a long hallway, probably 75 feet long, heading dead south.
Okay.
And
how can I tell that it's south if I'm underground?
Well, you knew well enough of which direction you were facing. I would imagine. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have no concept of space.
No, I just wanted to.
Can we take a moment to point the body north so we have a point of reference?
We cut off his fingers to the point where we go.
Just a long hallway's probably 5 feet long, 8 or 9 feet tall, arched kind of ceiling, like straight sides that come up to an arched ceiling, and it's all this cobblestone. It's not well cut. It's just rough cut stone put down here. Long hallway, no torches. There's places for torches.
Yeah,
the torches
sconces, but no torches.
Yeah, well, there's torches in there. They look like they've recently been lit,
but are no longer lit. And you know well enough that like a torch that has been freshly dipped in oil should burn for a whole lot longer than the few hours between when you saw those cultists digging.
There's some black magic going on.
And also you see down the hallway, as far as you can see, 5 or 6 more bodies just lying.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Lying on the ground.
So
and you hear nothing.
Yeah. So while they're coming down, I'm gonna go around and like light the torches.
Okay. So as you kind of each torch you go down the hallway, there's just more bodies.
Yeah.
If you turn them over, they have that same kind of, there's a hole poked through their body somewhere, and they're just drained of life force.
What did I tell you guys? They're just going to kill themselves. There you go. You just got to wait them out.
So the floor of this is dirt.
Okay.
And as you walk down this, you notice you see footprints, but you also see pretty deep holes that are kind of poked down into the dirt. And the further down the hallway you go, the smaller those holes get. You see the holes, but you also see like a kind of a drag mark.
Yeah.
In the floor, where it looks like something large has been kind of dragged across the floor. And again, the further you go down the hallway, the smaller that drag mark gets. Like the distance between the holes gets shorter. The width of that drag mark and the length of that drag mark get shorter and smaller as you go further down this hallway. And when you get to the end of the hallway, it kind of opens up into this hexagonal room with a large stone table in the middle that has been cracked. And there is one of the cultists is laying out, kind of strapped down on top of this table with a hole. It looks like it burst out of its, like, this hole. The other holes were
He gave birth
looking
to
like
an
something
alien.
had stabbed through.
Yeah.
This one looks like something had burst out.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what's going
And
on here.
it's there with that one. There's blood all over this table,
Yeah, of course.
and it's upsetting.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it is not pleasant to look at. It looks like this guy died a very violent death, where something. And do you guys leave him alone, or do you maybe cut him down, like cut him free of his bonds? And,
I'm not touching that.
Is he still alive?
oh no,
No, that guy is super dead.
he's super dead.
He's mega dead.
Maybe I should shoot him with an arrow to make sure.
Nah. We're here.
No, that's just insult to injury.
Let's just let him.
So you're gonna
Yeah.
let him be, or you're gonna investigate him?
Well,
Oh, I am
What- what
investigating
if-
that.
Okay.
what if it's like a ritual thing?
So as you-
It's like,
Oh well.
Obviously, it was a ritual.
yeah, but what if it's still going on? He like
Oh no.
turns
no.
into a giant demon when our backs are turned.
Okay.
No, the thing that the ritual was for is not here
Yeah.
anymore.
You guys missed the ritual. Whatever happened here happened. So you turn him over, and the crack down the stone table ran kind of right across his back, and you turn him over, and there's an entry wound, and then an exit wound. And this entry wound is probably only maybe 3 or 4 inches in diameter.
Just enough
It
for a
went-
baby alien.
Whatever happened went through his back, from the back, and out his chest, alien's chest burster style, and boom.
Okay, I just want to say we're at a stone place for aliens, and now there's an alien bursting chest, dude.
Well, yeah. So
It's very.
Am I to assume that there is a hole in the ground underneath
So
where the split
the
is?
stone table is cracked, and if you shine down, excuse me, I'm hiccuping. If you take one of your torches and shine the light down the hole, you can see that this stone table is thick. Like the table is probably 10 feet in diameter. The whole chamber
Wait,
is probably 30 feet in diameter, has a really high domed ceiling, and it's all this same cobblestone, the same, rough hewn stone. So it's a pretty tall chamber, and it's got the curved top to kind of support the weight of the dirt that's above it. But this stone table is thick, like from the ground to the top of the table is probably, 3 or 4 feet, and this stone extends down into the dirt another 3 or 4 feet. This stone table is cracked clean through.
can I shoot an arrow down the hole?
I mean, if you want, but you're gonna you shine your torch over the top, and you can see that this stone table, or that the hole beneath it is. You can't see a bottom.
I'm shooting a fireball down
Is it big enough for a fireball?
So
or a bolt, I should specify.
if whatever you shoot down, so you shoot this fireball down there, and it travels, and you watch the thing go down until it's just the tiniest pinprick of light, and you can't actually see it anymore. You never see it hit. You never hear it. It just travels off, and
To the center.
as best as you can tell, this pit is completely bottomless.
I follow the firebolt up with a huge loogie.
Fair. You never hear it hit the bottom. As you kind of look around, you see the hallway that led into this room was heading south. On the opposite end of this chamber from the hallway is an altar, and this altar has a statue of it's not a human. It doesn't really look like a demon. It's like one of like those ancient kind of Chinese
like
pictures of like you got the dude with like the messed up face and the tongue sticking out of its
does he
mouth.
have a mustache?
Yeah, it's got a little mustache thing, and he's got his hands held out, his two cupped hands held out in front of him, just looking super kind of angry. And there's an inscription on the bottom of the thing.
It's an easily read inscription.
You just by reading what language do y'all speak?
I only speak Common and Draconic. He's the language master.
Yeah, I speak Orcish, I speak Goblin, Common, Elvish, and Siestral.
Yep. What did you say?
Celestial.
The god one.
Celestial?
Yeah, that.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
Arcane? I don't...
D20 plus wisdom.
Plus
Intelligence,
wisdom?
I mean. Intelligence.
I don't have anything on intelligence. I got a 15. Did I do this correctly? There's nothing in here that would affect it, right? Because I got the 0 plus on intelligence.
Oh, yeah, so it's just straight roll.
Okay, so yeah, I got a 15.
You got a 15? Okay. So, you don't understand what it says, but you can read it. Like, you know what the... You know what the words... Like, you see the characters, you see the letters, and you can read it. You could reproduce the sounds that it says to make, but it's almost feels like nonsense to you. You don't
Can
understand.
I translate it? Like, would it be better if I wrote it out?
It's
No?
gibberish. It's
Okay.
like would be the same kind of thing as like somebody speaking English saying like it means nothing, but there's a very clear.
Let's say it out loud in a chant, everyone. Just
So-
to make sure we understand it's gibberish.
So are you going to like what are you gonna do?
So, obviously, I'm not gonna say it out loud. So this is where? Sorry, it's on the statue of the demon possessed dude, right?
Well, it's just guy's got his hands outstretched. There's nothing in his hands, but you've got this inscription down beneath it.
Can we check for magical traps or something on him?
Yeah,
Like,
I think I'd be best suited.
You can
Yeah.
check for traps.
because like there's got to be something on him that's magical, right?
So that would be an arcana, right?
Yeah. Unless you've got something else you think that would be appropriate, I'm open to suggestions.
I'm guessing he wants like
No, I
blood
mean-
or gold in that hand.
I mean, either arcana or intelligence is going to be exactly the same roll for me.
Have at it.
Oh, that's not fantastic.
What is that?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So you can tell that this is an incantation of some kind, but beyond that, like
So like,
there's definitely an incantation to be spoken here, and that incantation will have some effect for sure, but you can't determine as to whether it was part of the ritual or if it was part of something else.
okay, can we? Is there any other option? Like, can we just skip it, like, and move on, or is
I
there
mean, you
nowhere
guys
else to
We
go?
can do whatever we want.
Because I feel like saying those
let's,
words.
Yeah, let's not say the incantation on the creepy statue in the death room.
Thank you. The possessed guy.
Is there anything else? Like if I walk the perimeter of the room, is there like anything else on the walls, or is there anything else on the? No, it's
No.
just the hallway, the statue, and the dead guy, and the blood pool.
The blood pool, the dead
Okay.
guy, and all the dead cultists around.
Can I put a rock in his hands just to see if it's like a pressure thing?
You can.
Oh wait, we checked for traps, right? It's cool.
Yeah, and you didn't.
No trap. There's
No
definitely no traps.
Yeah, well,
Like,
I'll put a rock in his hands to see if it's a thing, like a pressure thing.
so you drop a rock in its hand, and there's a flash of light, and this flash of light looks
Like heaven.
celestial. It definitely looks celestial. I mean, what was the language you said you got there?
Yes.
Celestial.
Yeah.
This flash of light has that kind of look to it. It looks in this place that is dark. That flash of light is beautiful.
Okay. That's a good sign, right?
Roll a quick arcana check on the flash of light that only lasts for half a second.
Can we do that?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm doing that.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. This is new information, so.
Artificial 20.
So you get the feeling that speaking that incantation out loud is a good idea.
Okay,
Oh.
guys. Yes.
Well,
I mean,
I got a good feeling about this one. Why don't you read that thing out loud?
Okay.
blah, 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 we'll call.
Okay. you speak
I
the
do the
incantation,
thing.
and when you do, the statue begins to glow, and a gem appears in its hand.
I said it.
Morph ball.
What is it? What does that gem look like?
I would say
What's it-
It looks like
what's its
it looks
form
like the
factor?
it looks like the power up from Metroid when the Chozo statue is holding the thing and you get the morph ball.
I never
I'll give it to you.
Metroid.
I don't know what it actually looks
I
like.
imagine like a purple like gem, like like in Link.
Am I the only one who's played Metroid?
I haven't played Metroid.
Man,
You're too young.
I mean, I played.
I mean,
I started
year.
some. Yeah, they're still making games. I just don't.
When
Really
was the
have-
last time
I don't
they
have a
made
Wii.
a Metroid game? Like for real?
I had one for
What?
my DS.
When was the
but
last time they made a
boring.
Metroid game?
this year.
Yeah,
They literally just
they did
put a
make one
remake
recently.
of the first Metroid game this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the original
I think so.
Nintendo of Metroid.
I think so. Or maybe it was Metroid 3. It was one of the old ones.
I mean, because let's be honest, like the original Metroid, that's my generation.
I've seen people
Yeah.
play it.
I'm a little bit older than all you.
Yeah. No,
I don't remember
it
any
might have been a remake of
crystals in
Metroid 3.
Metroid,
now
though.
that I think
I watched someone play it on YouTube, but
Well, anyways, that's what
Okay.
it looks like.
So okay,
So it's a
so
morph ball.
you've got this gem. It's probably about the size of
dibs. I
maybe
said
a
this
softball. Let's say it's softball size, and it's got a rune on the top of it. That as you look at this rune, this rune matches the tattered rune that's on the like as you looked at the cultist that was up top, that rune that had been stabbed through. You can tell that like even though that was the destroyed version of this, these runes all match.
Wait, what rune is it part of?
The one that was on the cultist chest up
Oh,
top.
you had a rune?
And as you look at the others, because not all the others, the other cultists that are dead.
Let's
at the
put it on a
bottom is
necklace.
dead. As you start to look around, you see that all these runes match. Like this is all the same rune. I'm gonna give you guys one more opportunity to make an Arcana check.
Now we're making our can check on the object.
Now that you've
Okay.
got all the information, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to make an Arcana check to see if you can parse out exactly.
Can I be the one holding the stone? 'Cause I'm saying.
That's
What is that?
math.
6, right?
No, I got +7. So 6 + 7 was 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's not going to do it. Sorry.
Oh no!
So, but you've got this rune.
Can we read the runes? Like, do they say something? Or, runes are able
But
to be read.
this rune is like it's kind of been lost to time.
Oh.
I mean, unless you.
So it's a time traveling rune.
Would a religion check be applicable to finding out what the rune is?
I'm gonna go with no.
How about an insight check?
I mean,
Can I persuade the rune?
since Ryan made several Arcana checks, I will give you one last opportunity.
Okay.
But this is the last roll to try and figure out what this
Make
is.
it good.
Oh!
Hey, it's good.
19.
19. Okay, I'll give it to you. All right.
Because I can add stuff to that, but
So you
Oh my god.
you remember a story that your mom used to tell you as you were a child going to bed. That if you don't go to bed, the Soul Eater will get you. And she tells a story of a creature that hides under your bed and would come out in the middle of the night and walk around the house and steal souls of anyone who was left awake. And that if you wanted to stay alive, you'd best go to sleep.
is that the end?
And it's the
Not very helpful.
the story would tell of a creature that had long arms, like a thin body in ghostly white,
Yeah.
with long arms that it would touch you with its arm and steal your soul. And this is the kind of thing that's like is absolutely horrifying and cruel
It's
to
like a
say to a
wacky
child.
inflatable arm man.
But you know what? Yeah, very very slender man adjacent. But
Slender Man.
but sometimes she would tell the story and it had three, 2 arms and 1 leg. Sometimes she would tell the story and it would be, very stereotypical Slender Man.
Yeah.
But it's definitely in that vein.
That isn't. That's not very helpful.
And that's what the rune means? Like,
Well, that's. I mean,
how do you get this?
That's the impression I got off the
So
room.
bad. It probably is for summoning a demon.
yeah. There's nothing good that happened in this room.
I'm gonna keep that stone though, because that's probably worth some money.
And it's nothing good happened here, and it looks to be getting worse. So are you guys gonna stick around here and check this place out anymore, or are you out?
Can we like wipe off the rune, or is it like a stone thing? Like what is it?
It's a stone. What does it look like? Like we talked about like what
It's
Like is it
like a
carved
sphere.
into the wall?
what are we talking about?
Like is the rune
It's
that we're
carved
looking
into the
at?
stone.
It's like okay, so we can't get rid of it.
no, the rune is
wrong.
carved into the gem. What
It's a
color
sphere.
is it?
Purple.
Purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically just like a purple crystalline sphere with a rune on top of it.
Is it a perfect sphere or
Yes.
is it? Okay.
It's a
I wonder
purple.
what
It's like the
happened if we
Palantirs.
Yes.
It's a
Okay.
Palantir but purple.
Okay, purple Palantir. I like it. I like the alliteration. That makes me happy. So you've got this purple Palantir with this rune on it.
Perfect purple Palantir.
Perfect purple Palantir with a rune on the top of it. Gosh, I love alliteration. That makes me happy. And where are we at? We're at an hour and a half.
Holy
It's a
crap.
perfect purple Palantir with a prune on it.
I'm drawing the line at the prune. No. All right, so I
Is it
think
plump?
But it keeps us regular.
all right.
I vote for just leaving the room.
Prune
everyone.
juice.
I say we don't
Hold
mess
on,
with this
make my
Hold on a
demonic
second, hold on a
room.
second.